One. Hey guys, thanks for dropping by. Tonight, Brian and I are going to be hosting good guests, guys. We have Max and Bob. And with that said, I'm going to play this small little intro video that I put together for our guests. So here we go. You know, it's supposed to play, but I'm not sure why it's not.
I see Brad.
It's finally now playing.
Ooh, it's fire.
Yeah, that was just a good day right on the beach.
What you know about good style? Turning up with the cool crowd. When you want, we can get down. When you want, we can get loud. Make our own sound. What you know about downtown? What you know about weird proud? Coming straight from the underground. Now I'm living on my own cloud. Got my own sound. Take a bow, you the real thing. Looking sharp as a bee sting. Don't wait for the moment to come. We're taking control. We grab it and run. Ooh, nah, pick up the pace, pick up the pace, pick up the pace, yeah. Ooh, nah, pick up the pace, pick up the pace, pick up the pace, yeah. Full speed, all gas, no brakes. Move fast, no time to waste. Right move, right time, right place. Pick up the pace, pick up the pace, pick it up.
All right, I heard a lot of lag on that, Brian. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was definitely lagging. So how you been? How's it going up in Pittsburgh? Everything good? No
Everything is
more
absolutely.
building fires?
No. We had the two in a row, and then it's been quiet since. And then I finally wound up giving the fire chief, the local fire chief, his own set of alarm keys, so I don't have to. If it happens, I don't have to go and deal with all that crap no more. I can just sit here and listen to the noise.
Yeah, if you guys haven't heard, Brian, it's kind of is in charge of a big old apartment complex, and somebody has started a fire. So I want to welcome everybody here, guys. Drone Life RC is here. Tammy Jean is here. Hey, Tammy. Chris is here. Wedgeworth, all the way from California. Thanks for joining. Bagwell from North of Virginia. And Akirasho. Just love saying that name. So without any further ado, let's bring Max and Bob in here. Hey, Max. Look at that. DJI socks. Boom,
All
boom.
peace. All peace.
Very nice. Well played, Max. So you got some really nice toys there in the background, Max, and of course Bob does too with the guitar and everything. Tell us a little bit about what's behind you. Let's start with Max. What you got back there, buddy?
Some fun toys. You know, I got my that's a E-Flight, well, Horizon Hobby, but E-Flight sponsors it, but Ultimate 3D biplane. This guy right here, that's a Horizon Hobby F-16. And this guy, which is there, that's a Extra 300 Bolsa with a vinyl skin on it. All electric.
So tell us about a little bit about the power and how you got into it, and give us a little background on or some context on that stuff.
Got into the planes very young, probably I would say around 3-ish.
Wow.
Yeah, my grandfather was into airplanes, and he was raising me at the time, my grandparents, and he said he wanted to come to the field, and fell in love with them, and he stood behind me with his fingers on the sticks, and then we finally buddy boxed and took over from there, and he unplugged me, and it was all me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we didn't have we didn't have gyros back then, so it was all acro flying. So
Yeah, and of course, line of sight.
Yeah, line of sight. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was FPV back then, but my grandfather wasn't into that. Talking about
Wow.
X-Jet days.
So, where was this? What part of the country or what part of the world were you flying at?
New York. Always been in New York pretty much my whole life. Couple years I lived in Florida, but pretty much New York, pretty much my whole life. Hudson Valley, which is
Hudson Valley. Okay.
Northern.
yeah, about an hour and a half from the city up north.
Yeah, good.
Cool. Well, hold that thought because I know you got some more quadcopters there we want to talk about. I see it lit up in green. So yeah,
Yeah.
MaxAir 420
Looks really cool.
looks really
420.
nice. I really like
We love
that.
the green. We love
Yeah.
the green.
Yeah. Now we're talking cash green, right, Brian?
Yeah.
I know Brian likes
420
that cash
green.
too.
Indeed.
All right, so cool. Bob, I see some really cool stuff. I see old Mac in the background back then, that Macintosh back there. I actually
God, I see
did
that.
work on those things, and I made Tempest. So I had a contract with the Pentagon, and they wanted to put it. They didn't want them in the skiffs, so you had to, seal them so there's no any kind of emissions would come out of the box.
Amazing. Yeah. I bit it early. I bought a Mac in 84. That one sitting back there is from 86. That was my third Macintosh. That's a Mac Plus. That's when they moved all the way up to 1 megabyte of memory.
Yeah.
You know,
you remember those little floppies you had to put in there to boot?
Oh
up?
yeah, 3.5-inch floppies. Yeah. So I mean, I started doing a newsletter for a video movie rental store that I owned at the time. This is before Blockbuster came in and took everybody over, but and I was doing promotions for my store and making my own newsletter, and I was doing it originally on an Apple IIe, and printing out of an image writer printer, which the image writer printer is still on the shelf over
You
here.
just opened up so many memories in my mind.
Yeah, and
It's just boom in my head.
Yeah. So, and what else is back there? My license is leaning up against that. I'm a minister, and I'm certified in the state of Nevada. I do weddings on the weekends. I marry people.
No freaking way, man. Do you do it right there on the strip? No, I'm just kidding.
Sometimes, I mean, it depends. It's a lot of hotels, a lot of golf courses, that kind of stuff, So, so I show up and learn the couple's name, and I got about a 15-minute spiel and sign the license, and I'm out of there.
You collect the cash.
Good deal.
Golly, that's amazing.
Give me the
Yeah.
green.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I've played guitar since I was like 12 years old, and I actually, if you the Huns, Huns, if you go to YouTube and look for there, we had a hit song called Destination Lonely, and in 66. And
I'm shaking my head, man. You are just well-rounded dude, man.
I've seen the single, the 45, selling on eBay for $700. And I was like,
oh my God,
hey, listen.
You got
I told the guy for $700, I'll come to your house and play it.
Wow. Well, hold that thought. Brian, I see a scooter back there in the box, man. Is that one coming my way? Is that the one out in the porch?
Yeah, you see that? Oh yeah. That's
yeah.
There's a box right back there. I just got it out of the box yesterday. It's a company sent it to me. That's my latest one.
What do you got for specs back there?
It's a 1200 watt motor in there and a 58 volt. I think it's a 58 volt battery. So it should hop up pretty good.
Yeah, it should go good.
Yeah, the battery itself is probably $500. I would
Yeah, but
imagine.
that thing's it's about I think it's about $1,100,
Ooh,
something like that. For that
jeez.
Wow.
scooter.
How long does that take to charge?
About 6 to 10 hours when it's all the way out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
So-
takes a while for one like that. You know, that there is an 18 amp hour, 58 volt. So yeah,
Huh.
it takes a while to charge.
I was going to say it'd be rough if you were a commuter with that. If you have to wait 10 hours to charge, do you think you could commute 20 miles with it?
Well,
And
that
back?
thing, yeah, no problem. That thing
No
will go
problem?
20 miles
Okay.
easy. That thing will probably do about 35 miles.
Mm.
That one right there. Yeah. I have one that'll go 56 miles.
So you could take it 20 miles one way and charge it up and then be ready to go back home.
You
for
could
the
just go
return
20
visit.
miles one way and go back 20 miles. That's only 40 miles.
Yeah, I guess you could foot it all the way back if you
You
needed.
get a little bit to spare on some of them. Now, some of them, the range isn't that good. Some of them will only go 15 miles. You know,
Yeah, that's
it all
what I
depends
was
on how much
thinking.
you want to pay. It comes down to like with everything, how much you
Yeah,
want to
of
pay.
course.
You know,
Yep.
Yeah,
Plain
you
and
either
simple.
pay with money or you pay with walking.
right. Believe me, I've done 2 videos.
It's all
I've-
cause and effect.
Right, I've done 2 videos where I was walking back at the end of
Hold your
the.
finger on the side of the road.
I was walking back with the scooter at the end of the video 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
that's good.
video, the one said it said it would do. What did it say it would do? Really low range. It wasn't. It said it would do 12 miles, but it only did 9.
Oh,
Yeah. That was the problem. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you got to
yeah,
walk
I'm
3
saying
miles
it too.
home.
The other one said it'd do 19, and I made it 17 or something like that. So,
But would you think they do the testing pretty much on flat road?
well,
I
no,
would
what
assume.
they do is they use Chinese midgets and put them on there, and
And all downhill.
right downhill.
Well,
With
they're
a dude
definitely
weighs,
not
like
Americans for
13
sure.
pounds,
We've
That's
been
what they do.
We're a
overshot.
little rounded in the stomach area.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
But anyway,
man.
so yeah, I know. It's the people that do the bikes, the e-bikes, and the scooters that do the same thing as the drone people do. They all exaggerate over this damn battery life. Every one of them.
Yep.
Okay,
Are they freaking out about a new model?
Yeah,
Is there a major freak out online about a new model of scooter?
No, I mean this one here seems to be pretty hot. On the
No,
trot
I'm
right
talking
now.
about how the drone community is like freaking out over the Mini 3. You
Right.
know, I mean, is people freak out about a new model
Oh yeah,
of
when
a
one
scooter
of these-
coming in?
When one of these big companies come out with one, everybody goes nuts in the scooter community. Everybody
So-
wants to get their hands on them first and all this other crap.
Yeah.
It's the
Let me
same-
ask
it's
you a
the same
question,
thing.
Brian.
Huh?
Xiaomi had like a couple scooters. They have
Right.
definitely
Right.
the Xiaomi product line, which is the parent company of FIMI, right? And that's
Right.
what we're familiar with.
Right. The
Um,
only problem with
yeah,
their
how
scooters
is that
their
product?
scooters aren't like the ones I got are way more high end than what they have. Or they're just a regular commuter scooter that people would use, just your average run of the mill newbie. You know what I mean? I got these high end ones that'll go 40 miles an hour. Them Xiaomi things, they only go like 16 miles an hour or something. You're not going to be able to romp on them off road and with the knobby tires and all that crap that I have. It's a different kind of deal. No, don't get me wrong. I review those kind too, but that's just your average little commuter scooter. And it's a good scooter. Don't get me wrong. It's a solid product for a decent price, but it's just not.
You
It's
sound
not
like the
high-end in
DJI
any way.
snobs of scooters, man.
I sold 7 of them as soon as spring hit. I sold about 7 of them, but then I just got 4 of them sent to me in the last month.
Hey, listen, I want to take the opportunity to welcome a couple other people that just dropped by. And so we had John Coopy. Hey, John, thanks for coming by. Definitely need to have more conversations with you later about FPV. And then we got Ray Kelly. And let's see, Charles Galuski dropped by, and there's a couple. And thanks for coming by. I know I missed a couple. Apologize if I did.
What's up,
Don't
everybody?
forget, hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate you doing that. I know there's 16 of us in the chat and 13 likes, so appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you so much.
Good.
And yeah, so scooter, TDR scooters, not drones. Okay, gotcha.
It's drones and scooters.
Drones and scooters, yes.
In fact, I'm doing
and
that. I got a
airplanes.
new. I modded a big battery on this real small little bike that I have, and I put this big battery on it. So I'm gonna run that on Saturday morning. See what kind of range I got. I'm gonna test that out to see what kind of range I'm gonna get out of it. So
do they have interchangeable batteries?
well, yeah, you can on some of them you can interchange them. The scooters not so much. The bikes, that's a lot more that you can swap one of them out, and have and carry one with you. As a matter of fact, the 2 bikes I have left have swappable batteries.
So like
Well,
you go
if you had
20
to plug
miles,
yourself- Huh?
change the battery and come back 20 miles?
Yeah, right. Well, I think one of my bikes has it's a range of about 28 miles, so I could go out 28 miles and then come back 28 miles with the spare.
Yeah, I
But
wanna
those
wish
batteries
Matt-
aren't cheap. Those batteries are expensive.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
our batteries are too.
Yeah.
But
Right. The
Yeah.
batteries they're not cheap at all. They're
No, not
expensive.
at
Yeah.
all. I want to wish Matt Bagwell a good evening. I know he's got to take off, so have a good evening, man. Thanks for coming by, Matt.
The
Appreciate
UPS dude.
Yeah.
where's my airplane?
Yes. Where's my drone? I'm sure he loves that.
I had the
Yeah.
opportunity to fly this Max, and I loved it.
Oh, that's
This
like a
little
VTOL,
thing.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
freaking so easy to fly. And I didn't notice the soccer net was up on this goalpost, and I went to fly through it. And man, it was
I've
like
done that.
the
I've
drone
done it.
racing league catching
Yeah.
your drone, man. Is that whew. Okay? So
Just
I need some
stop.
advice because this servo right here, it's all jacked up. Watch this one here; just moves really easy.
Okay. Yeah.
This one's all jacked up. Do you think I
That-
burnt that out?
Yeah. Probably the gears inside are probably all toasted. Where
Okay,
they just don't mesh good together.
And so, do you recommend? Because a lot of people say don't get the plastic gear ones, get the metal ones.
Now, if
What
it
do you
has the one, I would recommend the metal, but I would do all 3 if you're going to do metal. If it has plastic in it, leave it plastic.
Okay,
Because the metal is going to give you a little bit more weight, and then it's going to make it lean to that one side.
I gotcha. Okay,
Just
so that's
that
being-
that little bit of weight, because that's a little plane. If it was a bigger plane, then I would say it wouldn't matter. But since it's so
Yeah.
small,
It just was so much fun. It kind of.
but I'm sure it's
ruined my
got
day.
power, because once it changes over, it goes to that full 2 motors, and then it just goes.
And here's the deal: if you don't back off on your throttle, man, that thing just like rock as soon as the turbos kick over and this rear motor stops turning.
Hmm.
But it flies like a drone.
Yeah.
I mean, it flies like a quadcopter. Fun as heck.
Hey
Fun
Max,
as-
I got a question for you. I'm sure you've seen some of these YouTube videos where and most of them I think are in Europe, Germany, or Sweden, or something like that, where these hobbyists have these big giant RC planes. They look like 747s and
Huge, man. Yeah.
SR-71. How do those things actually fly? Are those fuel in there, or what kind of motors do they use to take these things off?
Well, I mean, it all depends. It could be electric, but mainly nitro or gas. Could be 2-stroke, 4-stroke.
Yeah.
A lot of them have actual turbines on them where it's using jet
Mhm.
fuel.
Right.
know,
I mean,
so-
you see these things are amazing.
Oh, they're
I
like
mean, these
10,
things
20,
are-
$30,000 planes you're looking
Are
at.
they?
you know?
Is
that
what they
Yeah.
cost?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
just
just
saw a
wondered
I've
video
watched them.
because I watch those videos on YouTube, and these,
Yeah, me too.
they usually are at a big fair and there's all kinds of people around, and these planes are huge. I mean, these things are
Mhm.
gigantic. You
I
know, and
offer
then they
people
put 'em out there
$50
on
all
the
the time.
runway and they take off. And
Yeah.
$50, I'll buy it from you.
it's pretty.
Yeah,
Those things
we
are wild.
have a big airfield here that a lot of these I've seen actual jet planes, turbine jets actually
huge.
take off there at a model aircraft field, and I mean they're easily 10, 12 feet across.
Right.
Yeah,
So
twice
Max,
the
that's
size
an
of my
expensive
Cub.
hobby then, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it can
Yeah.
be just like
Yeah.
anything else,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
So
do you
with
want to
that
spend?
said, I wanted to play a video Max shared with me, and then and then we'll get moving. This is actually a pretty cool video, and the funny thing about it, you're chasing a boat on this one to give you some context, and take a look at the passengers on this, guys, because it's kind of interesting. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with my display, but this is not looking good.
You better dig out that old Macintosh.
I could lend you this one.
Oh, shut up.
It's not color though.
Now watch
They
this.
didn't go color until
Max, give us some
So
context. What are you
So
flying?
this was the POS. It was a couple days after the meetup. This guy spots me. He's like, "Hey, Charlie, look, it's a POS." He's like, "Hey, Jim, it's a POS." I don't know what they were saying. I just made that up. But yeah, I got pretty close. That's actually zoomed in a little bit and slowed down as well, But yeah, they saw me hanging out right there. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely very cool.
That was a nice
You
boat,
could
too.
notice that they'd never even seen whatever. It was a plane you were flying, the PLS?
The POS, the DJI FPV.
That you call it.
Called
the
the
piece of
POS.
shit.
So POS Nation.
Yeah, Akarashu's saying that boat needs another engine. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it was running a bit slow, wasn't it?
I think Tammy got to chase one with 5 motors on the back. I think she got the one with the most motors on the back. Yeah, those boats were hauling pretty good, but they had to slow down because I guess there's like, I guess it's called, there's like supposed to be no wakes or something, so they got to slow down to like 10 miles an hour. But right there, they're probably cruising 40, 50 miles an hour. But yeah,
Yeah, I
we
would
just
say.
we just hung out there. There was a bunch of us, and we just chased boats for a good hour, I would say. Love chasing everything. Cars, boats, airplanes, you name it. It's fun.
Yeah, so I would just POS Nation, it says Tammy G. And I just hit you up, Tammy. I was going to say, shoot me the link to that video, that if you have it together, of that one with the bigger engines. So
I don't think she's done it yet. She's been working on her Florida videos.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
So let me see if I can share with you something, and then we'll jump on Bob. Come back around with Bob here in a second. Let me see. Share. It might work, might not work. That's the thing about doing everything live. It's kind of like doing demos. Okay, so this is that little VTOL.
Okay.
And you can see it flying around.
I just bought my first VTOL down in Florida. I haven't flown it yet though.
And look how low I'm keeping it, and then when I put it into,
See that big airplane fly over?
yeah, I put down the camera, and no, actually, I picked up my my phone on the Osmo Mobile 3, I think it is. Anyway, so I was trying to get, I did the review for it, but I haven't put it together. I did it all this week, and I had most of it done, and then right here, I think I put it in. Shoot.
In airplane mode?
Yeah, once you put it in airplane mode, I had to put the phone down first because I needed both hands on the controller.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You need to accelerate and steer.
And the wind,
Yeah.
yeah, and luckily it wasn't very windy, but you can see how well this thing handles
Mm-hmm.
and lands.
Huh.
Okay, and let's see what's going on now. Okay, And again, like I said, this is raw video prior to the release of the review that I'm going to do for it. And you can see the wind just takes it away because I'm holding my phone and I can only tolerate so much drift because of the trees back there. And so then I get back on the controller and come back over and fly it some more. There you go. That's vertical mode.
Okay, very cool.
Huh.
And I figured out that I had to put knife edge it toward the wind. But that's
So it would be
vertical
cutting
mode.
through. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how did the servo get messed up? Did you crash
I
it?
ran into the soccer net.
From the soccer net. Gotcha. Okay.
Look, wow, there's some play mode. Nothing is cooking, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And you're flying that line of sight, huh? Pretty good.
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah.
It's just kind of like a quadcopter flight,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with the yaw.
Yeah, it's all the same. All the same. Yep.
Yeah, and so I decided, and you know, I'm trying to keep it close because I know I'm using a GoPro in my head, and you know, want it to look better. But yeah, see, not bad. It lost a little altitude because now, that's the end of the review.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
it right there. Durability test.
Here it comes, man. And I came in, I wanted it low, and then I dropped too much, and then I, you know, banked it and yanked it, and wham.
Yeah, well, what happened? You know, it just went in there. The motor didn't shut off right away, and it just chewed it up.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was, Brian.
Right.
Exactly what it was. And by the time I got there, and I should have pulled the battery right off the bat, but it was cooked already. Yeah. So
Score.
there you go.
Yeah, it was a pretty good hit for it.
Yeah, well,
But I
it
mean,
was,
it's your choice to go with the metal ones. But like I said, they weigh a little bit more, so it might lean to one side a little bit more. But I mean, it has a gyro inside of it, so it should compensate for itself, you know. But if you're gonna do the metal, go metal on both of them.
go bet all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The back one I wouldn't worry about too
But
much.
see,
'cause
look,
it's
it started
protected.
right back up. Okay, it started right back up, but it wouldn't pitch forward.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So I'm trying to pitch it forward, and it's yawing all it wants, but it won't pitch forward because I think the servo lost center.
Okay.
And so now I'm like, okay, I can get it to do this.
Have you tried to take the linkage off and tried to move it back by hand?
You know, I have not. I did take it apart, and you can see that it does all the yaws. It actually did fly halfway decent, but it was off, and so I didn't trust it anymore. And then it started like, you know, drifting, and I'm like, okay.
That's enough for that today.
Yeah, I'm
back
here
home.
watching the video and talking about it, but you guys aren't watching, so it happens. All right.
Okay, I got another question for Max, since Max is the plane expert, because I actually do watch these videos on YouTube, these RC planes. Now, do they have or any of these have GPS?
They do make planes with GPS,
Yeah.
where it'll take off itself, it'll loiter around an area because some of them come preset with different modes, but you could program it to do whatever you want, and then also land itself as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they have GPS in these things, and
a lot of planes today they have.
To get out of one of them, they have pretty long range on some of these.
It all depends on your transmitter, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember that Parrot. You remember Parrot? They had that big flying wing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a
That-
good
what
one.
was it called? The Disco or something?
Yeah,
or something?
disco, correct.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's
that
a
thing
good
would
one.
go for miles, from what I
Yeah.
remember.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Did
as
you
long
see
as you have a
Dustin
good
Tunnel's video with
good
5G on
transmitter
it?
and FPV system, yep,
Right.
it can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dustin Tunnel put that 5G on it. So this one here has got a GPS module, Brian.
Yeah.
and it's right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Have you
So,
ever made a video of
and
that,
then
or
I
you ever
took my
flown that
FPV
yet?
unit out of it, but my DJI unit sits in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
And it's pretty straightforward.
Now to take that off for something like that, you have to like throw it, right? Isn't that one?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
And
hand launch.
either that or you make a launcher. Have you seen the
Yeah,
new launchers?
little catapult.
The
Go, baby, go.
Okay.
No.
I was just curious. I never.
I'm going to need
Yeah.
a trailer to get everything
Yeah,
there.
other than the disco. I knew the disco had the GPS, but I didn't know.
Max has got a
if any of
trailer
these other
designed.
Zod makes this co-pilot that makes it really easy. And I'm looking at some of the prices on that thing, and they're like $50 for the co-pilot. And here's what the box that it comes in, and it does exactly what Max said. But they've dumbed it down so much that it's. I took that co-pilot out and I put a Baytech flight controller in it because I needed a UART for the transmit receive to be able to get my FPV signal.
Yeah,
back.
telemetry. Yeah.
And telemetry back. Yeah. So, yeah, as you know, that's the fixed wing flight controllers, they usually don't have that many UARTs on them that I know of, but they always have the what is the PW blah 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 M pinouts on the flight controllers. I'm not that versed into the fixed wing flight controllers.
Yeah, PWM. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, can you make the distinction between the PWM and the UARTs in the flight controllers?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, it's all done through programming. So, ask me that stuff. I don't really do the programming for airplanes. I pretty much just stick with my acro. There's no flight control and no self-leveling. I do have planes that have self-leveling, but I turn that option off.
The panic mode, the safe mode.
Yeah, safe mode, correct. Yeah. But
Horizon Hobbies.
The biplane has safe mode on it, but I took it off. I don't use it. It's good to have, but I don't know. Like yes, the button's right there, but when you get in that situation, it's only a matter of seconds, and you're just freaking out, and you don't have time.
You're
to
done.
hit that button. It's already in the ground.
Yeah, when mine went down, I was pushing sticks, and I should have hit the panic button, but I did not.
Yeah. I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, you
usually
see,
with the helicopters, because they
that's really nice. Yeah, you can see the 700 series of Baytech has got 7 UARTs, so you can definitely.
Steve is my brother-in-law. That's my brother-in-law, Steve.
Oh, okay. So he
yeah.
probably has like 3 cameras on the wings. Front and back, sides. Yeah, I've seen that quite often.
He's got some great video out on that. Yeah.
I'm
definitely going to have to check out his channel.
I know.
So, who else is joining? BMAC, Aerial and Visuals is here, and of course, Steve's here. How do you pronounce his name?
Schlesinger.
Yeah. German?
I don't know exactly what the history is, but I think so.
We just had a steakhouse around us closed that was named Schlesinger's.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Awesome steakhouse.
Yeah.
Very well.
It's a
very good.
common name. Yeah. Used to be a Dr. Laura Schlesinger, that would solve all your marital problems,
Right.
Oh, man, she took some heat, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Tom Likas had, video of her.
Did the video of her when she was 16 years old, posing naked and all that jazz. All the knives came out for the poor lady.
Well, if you profess to be the saint, there's going to be somebody that's going to prove you're not.
She was one of the original cancel victims.
Yes.
She was canceled, right.
Yes, yes.
She was canceled before it became
Hey,
popular.
Mikey,
Yeah.
Fly Zone just
Yeah.
joined.
Mike lives in the same neighborhood as my family, my Chicago family there. So that's we hit
Small
some
world.
same landmarks. He posted, and I was like, wait, I know this place.
Gotta go make them a visit.
Yeah.
See your family. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so Steve's talking about putting iNav on the Dart, and I think my Maytech is an iNav flight controller. So yeah, and it's just the same as Beta Flight. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey Max, is that a Phantom 4 or something in that corner over there?
That is good. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah, I see that.
Old reliable Mr. Stable.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phantom's had a
So-
couple crashes, but he's all fixed now.
Yeah. They're expensive to
Yeah.
repair.
Well, I mean, I had to change out the
Pro
body because I
repair.
hit a tree with it, and
Yeah.
because I like to fly in sports mode, and I hit a tree with it, so I changed out the body, and I think the frame was $50, somewhere around there, $60, $70, somewhere around there, and I did all the work myself, so
Well, there you go. You
it's
saved
a pain in the butt to
saved
do a body on
500.
those things. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's pretty much a whole day's worth of work.
I bet so.
Hmm.
Yeah,
A lot of
and-
little tiny screws.
No, nope. Little screws, little tiny unsoldering, big soldered joints. Oh, it's nuts. Then you're breaking ribbons inside.
you probably have a very large one of these then.
Yeah.
That's the third hand. Yeah.
I think this one's about 25 years old. This was the Radio Shack special.
Uh-huh.
It
Yep.
is real metal.
Yeah.
Brian,
Made in China.
Have
Yeah,
you been
still
doing
made in
any
China
builds,
20 years
Brian?
ago. Yep.
Have I been doing what?
Any builds?
I don't do
Nah,
that.
you don't build, right?
I don't do any of that. I buy. I don't
You
build.
buy.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
I'm
I
fly.
buy, not build.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I don't
I'm-
do FPV because I get motion sickness real bad.
that's
so
right.
I
That's
I
right.
don't do that,
I've built a bunch of drones and I've built airplanes as well. It's just, I don't know, it's just a lot easier just to pull it out of a box, bind it to your remote
Right.
and go.
I'm with Max,
Yeah.
man. Me and Max.
And then I'll do my
we're
repairs,
We're
Yep.
partners in the buying. We're buyers.
I
Yep.
just had to
Yeah.
be, one of those things that you got to been there, done that, and bought the broken parts and fixed it and now moved on, But
Yes.
sourcing the parts is probably more expensive now.
Yes.
Than,
You get
than
intimately
buying the
involved
whole
with that
units. It
machine.
used to be cheaper,
Yes.
like 2 years ago, to build your own.
Mhm.
But with the new, problem with sourcing parts, it's just so expensive nowadays. I did buy some extra, digital VTXs, right? So the air units and the Cadex Vistas I bought.
That's what I got to do ASAP.
Yeah, definitely pick up. I bought like 3 extras because I knew I was going to put them on planes and.
Yeah, I got to pick up like 10.
Well, the only good thing is if you have a flight controller that has the DJI plug on it, you could just move them around.
Yes, that's what I was thinking
Mhm.
about doing with pretty much like the airplane, so I can just
Yeah.
unplug and put it in something else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You just either that or you just solder your DJI plug on the flight controller, right?
Mhm.
So you could go that route too.
Yeah, I'd rather have it like a plug and play, so I can swap it around. With the drones, it's a little bit harder, because everything's packed inside there. You don't want to open things back up and move it around. With airplanes, it's a lot easier, because all that stuff goes right on the outside. So
Yeah, I've
Looks
seen
like
some
it's
builds with the compartments that are tight, but most
Yeah.
overall, I mean, with the big planes that you're used to flying, yeah, you got room galore. You got lifting power too.
yeah,
so,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. because you're running 6S's on those things. So.
Oh yeah. Well, this guy right here, that's a 4S. It can be 3S too, but there's no point flying 3S on that thing. 4S is definitely funner, and the other two guys are 6S.
Mhm.
Yep. So you guys want to talk a little bit? Anything you want to talk about before we move on to remote ID and how's that going to affect us, and what else are we going to do about it, and what are our concerns, and anything before bring anything to the table? I know you want to talk a little bit about the drones behind you. I see a 5-inch with a GoPro on top. I see the Dji Fpv.
Yeah, those are
The
my
next
two main rigs right there. Yeah, the Phantom has dust on it.
Yeah, I'm afraid mine's around the
It's a
Mine
corner
shelf
doing the
guy.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Mine
Yeah.
does
It
too. Don't
flies
panic.
fine, every time I take it out, no
Right.
problems with it.
Yeah.
Always needs an update for sure.
This one is gathering dust too. I'm going to take it out
Oh,
this weekend.
FPV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
taking it out this weekend because Richmond, Virginia has this adventure weekend. It's actually a competition. They call it River Rock, and they have rock climbing, paddling, stand-up paddle boards, kayaking, whitewater kayaking. They have, the fastest climber thing, and they have all this stuff. And then so a bunch of professionals come in from around the world to compete because the prize is pretty decent. Dominion Power sponsored it, and they have pretty good prize money, like 10 grand for first place. So it's, some of these pros,
Be worth doing.
yeah, they get sponsors, so they're going to get,
Yeah.
free airfare. So they might as well make it down here.
And you're bringing the
So,
drone there? You're going to bring the drone
Yeah,
there?
yeah. So I entered the video competition, and you have to put together and turn in your video by Sunday at midnight. If you don't get it in by Sunday at midnight, you don't get it in. It won't be
Yeah.
in the running.
Mhm.
So it's a 90-second video of the whole event. 90 seconds. So it's one of those that you guys remember Mark Fisher talking about: get your shot, stop filming, and move on, because you're making a video about certain things, right? You have a focus,
Mhm.
right? It's going to be, I need 90 seconds. So I need like 10 seconds of a paddle or 10 seconds of a kayak. I need 10 seconds of the dog jumps. They have these dogs that jump. You seen those guys that jump into
Yeah.
the water?
Yeah.
And you know that tight line or slack lines, they're webbing about this thick. And these guys do like 3 or 4 somersaults, land it, and do backward summers, land it, and do it again. It's just nuts how good they are.
Mhm.
Just totally nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you guys
So
think about remote ID? How's it going to affect you, Brian? How's it going to affect you?
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
No. Well, like I said, and I said this in other shows, I'm basically phasing out all my big drones. Okay. So I'm going to be mostly with the minis. I've got lots of minis now. I've got 2 DJI minis. I got Mini 2. I got the Yautel Mini, the Hubson Mini, the Theme Mini, Mini this, Mini that. So I'm only going to keep maybe like my Inspire, my Phantom 4, and my Mavic Air 2. Them are probably going to be the only big ones that I'm going to keep right there. So, I mean, it is what it is with the remote ID. But, the Mavic 3, I just couldn't see putting that kind of money into something like that until I knew what was going to go on. I know they're not going to outlaw these scooters, right? I can buy and flip these scooters in 5 minutes. So until I know what nobody actually really knows what they're going to do yet. They have these guidelines, but they don't know what they're all going to do yet. Everybody, it's still all speculation.
Mhm.
You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know that if you're going to go and fly your drone around and some dude that lives a third of a mile down the road is going to be able to make some phone call and then it's going to land your drone. Nobody knows what's going to happen. It's the great unknown right now. Okay. So until the great unknown is known, I'm not going to go out and drop $3,000 on no drone. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to ask the people in the chat, what are they going to do with, I mean, how is remote ID going to affect them?
Well, you know, we might already have it. I think DJI has been probably at least last year, and DJI, of course, Max, they have been putting it, actually their version of it in the drone.
Right. Well, you're right about that, Bob. Right. I know
they are trying to get the FAA to approve their version, but, you know, I don't think the federal government and DJI are like communicating real well right now anyway.
Right.
But so they may just for the hell of it say, no, we're going to go with a different system. And then everybody that has a DJI is going to have to buy another module that's could be, I saw some people say it was going to be $200 or it could be $30, you know, kind of thing for this added on module to retrofit drones. And if you read the law, you know, it's what, September 2023, everything that flies has got to have it, supposedly. But I can't see them sticking to that. You know, I don't
either, Bob. You know, you got all this legacy stuff out there. How are they going to regulate all this legacy crap?
Yeah,
exactly.
Like Bob was saying, those add-on modules, right? And the thing about it is you're going to have one on the controller because you need to know where the pilot is and you need to know where the aircraft is.
I mean, that's just almost like trying to censor some crap that comes out of that Macintosh back there. Okay, we're going to, you know, stop this thing from doing something or not. I mean, it's crazy. You know, you got some, you know, 2016 Inspire. I mean, how are they going to? There's millions of these drones out there, these legacy drones, millions of them.
Millions. There's probably millions of DJI legacy drones.
But I'm just saying, of all these companies, there's millions of these legacy drones out there. How are they going to regulate all them?
How are they going to? Yeah, I mean, what are they going to have? Volunteer lieutenants out there? I don't know.
Well, you know, I go and play.
Cadets.
To these old factories, and I go to these lakes and rivers and stuff.
Yeah, you never know.
Police department drone cadets. That's what we're going to have.
Yeah.
Exactly. More bureaucracy.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. What are your thoughts there, Max?
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense, it doesn't affect me unless I'm using the DJI drone, you know. But overall, you know,
and we know Max's feelings about DJI.
Well, wait a minute, you got a Phantom 4 sitting over there in the corner.
Well, he's got the FPV there too.
He's got two in the behind him.
I have an Inspire as well.
Which one you got, Max?
The One Pro. With the X5. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've had it for, I don't know, maybe a year now. I bought it used.
It was in the video Al showed.
Yes, yep. That was
I love that. I love that Inspire, man. I love that thing.
Yeah, me too.
That is, well, you know, while we were flying over the beach.
It's not fun to transport, though. It's a big girl.
Oh, I know.
It's
kind of
big.
Yeah. So
some assembly required.
The box that it comes in is a 2-man box almost.
Oh,
you know?
It's huge. So
You're like,
big.
I can't get my arms around this thing. Yeah, I know, right? So you almost need a van or a trailer to get it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So let me show you the video I put together for that River Rock contest last year. Let me see if I can share it. And then we'll share another video that you recommended. Share screen, second screen. Here we go. All right, let's go here. All right, so give you some context. This is an island right off the city, and they call it Browns Island. And this is where the event is held. And here's where the stage is, where the evening concerts occur. And then here's where all the vendors are. So I'll play it. No audio. Well, I guess I could add audio to it, but.
And what is that? A train full of trucks that was in front of it?
Yeah. We're being transported. And I was just using my Osmo Mobile. No, Pocket. This is the Mavic 2 Pro. That kind of looked like Tammy.
Now the dogs weren't doing 3 backflips, were they?
No. And here's what I was talking about. Watch these guys.
Oh
man.
gosh.
I just
Amazing.
nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And this guy came in from Korea, and then we get into the rock climbers, and these girls just boogie on up there, man. I shot this right outside the area there, so I wouldn't bother anybody. But yeah, you see people like jumping in the water, and these people run this race in white water, man. And it's just nuts. They have to do all these tricks and events, but I didn't win anything out of the event. That was my first year I ever did anything like this. But yeah, I'm looking forward this year. I think I'm going to use the Dji Fpv drone with a GoPro on it, to do it. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be really hot this weekend here. It's supposed to be like 90s.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
everywhere on
97
East.
here. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow it's
97
supposed to be 92
Saturday.
here.
Yeah.
We've been over 100 already.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's a dry heat.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay.
Heat is heat. It's still heat.
Yeah,
Right,
it's still hot.
heat. Exactly.
Hey,
My
Joe
wife
Daddy
is trying to
FPV.
buy shoes for the dog.
Now, Al, what GoPro do you use? The Hero 10?
Oh my gosh, I got to tell you a good story. A really good story. Okay, so I got the bones, but I also got the 9,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a 7. I dropped the 7, broke it, and I forgot that I had. That's classic me, man. I'm such an airhead. I forgot I had the GoPro subscription, so I was like, oh yeah, I've been paying like $50 a year for this for 2 years, so I might as well do something. So I put in a request. They said, well, what happened to it? I go, I dropped it. And he goes, well, can you send me a picture with, what happened to in the serial number? So I send it to him. And I said, I'll tell you what you're going to do. We're going to send you a GoPro 9 for free.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Wow, I paid for that subscription too, but I never got none for free.
Yeah. So I got it for free.
Yeah.
And I've been
the 9.
I've been using Max. I've been using the GoPro Bones in vertical mode because I'm trying to transition over to the Instagram side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and to be able to do Instagram, such a pain in the butt for me because I'm not putting my phone on a drone to do vertical shots, right?
Yeah.
And so most of your shots are horizontal, the 16 by 9 instead of 9 by 16. And so I made all these, I made a few mounts. And so the first mount I made like this. So I don't like putting it on that action. I create the angle I want, the 15-degree angle, because I know I'm going to fly a little slower because I want to be cautious, don't want to break it. And then I made some like these.
Okay.
And you put the GoPro in it, and the shots are amazing, Max. I mean, that camera, and they give you a free subscription of Steady, Real Steady. That's what I meant to say. And I'll pull up a video. I was just working on one.
That's the stabilization, the secondary stabilization.
Yeah, so it's done on software. And you have so many parameters you can choose, right? So you could dial it in, kind of like, using Photoshop with pictures or Premiere with the video editor. You can just dial it in the way you like it. And I mean, it's been amazing. Let me see. I'm looking for a video that I just recently posted. They have this abandoned silo that Southern States has, and this thing is like 200 to 300 feet high. So it's a perfect location to dive, but it's unforgiving. There's the river right next to it
Mm-hmm.
and concrete everywhere, and a concrete wall that is a flood wall. Let me see.
Wow.
Yeah. So let me pull this up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's always easier to show instead of trying to talk and explain it. I don't know. At least for me, I'm not that great with words, so it's easier for me to just illustrate than try to show it to you. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you here. Okay. So I gave you the context next to the river, railroad, concrete, and I'm just trying to do the intro shot. So I wanted to do a split S, but my signal's too weak to come through here. And then you got to watch these wires right here when you're coming across here.
Oh yeah, yep.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the silo. And you can see this right off 95. And so, look, I was going to go through that door, but I didn't know what's at the other end. So
You'll
I'm
end up
kind of
walking up to that door.
I know. So this is the intro that I wanted, and so I was just trying to figure out how to do it, And this is like my second battery. And I'm like, do I want to show off the city like this? Do I want to show off where the silo is? And see, because if I drop it on this side of the wall, I got a long ways to walk to go recover it.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
And if I drop it somewhere in this structure, it'll be a nightmare trying to get it out.
You won't get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, you won't get it out.
This is the DJI FPV with the GoPro on it.
No, this is my home built. The frame is a Titan XL5 from iFlight, and then I put a Mamba stack, a diatone Mamba stack, the F405, and then I use 2207 motors, the 2750 KVs, and everything's homemade except for I buy the components, but it's basically an Evoke. And the reason why I built it,
I mean, the video looks really good.
Yeah, this is off the bones.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the bones, which is a 10. So yeah, I have a 10 as well, and it's an awesome camera. I don't have the bones, but I have a regular 10.
And this is stabilized out after the fact?
No, I did not use real steady on it. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to, just doing some flights, getting used to this area.
Yeah, finding your lines.
Trying to find your lines. Do I want to go through this structure here in the center there? And look at these ducks are walking right there.
I see them.
Right in the middle of the city, man. Right in the middle of concrete. Just walking in.
There'll be ducks.
There'll be ducks. And this is the scariest thing for me right here.
Diving.
Is this your first time diving?
This is like my fourth battery diving that day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the first time was pretty scary, Max. And then, do I want to try to get through the building? And so I'm getting a little bit more adventurous as I'm feeling it,
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
that's just a good shot there, yeah.
Yeah, I like going up that pipe there. That's
like that.
So I think that's probably a decent shot.
Yeah, you got a nice little edit right there,
So I'm starting to get the rhythm to it, I'm a little wonky there, and I'm a little scared here.
Oh yeah, fingers are shaking.
Yeah. Watch right here. I'm like, oh no, I'm chickening out.
Oh no.
Under over. Which way?
I failed. But and then I go, and it finally hit me. I heard this duck walking by me because I was sitting on a rock, and I heard the ducks walking, and that's why I slowed down so much. And I was like, what is that noise? And then I did this final drop or, dive or whatever you want to call it. And then I always fly around myself just to find out where everything is, you know.
Hmm.
And I see the duckies. There they are. Look, they're walking right to the cars and driving around them.
They don't even care about the drone.
No.
And then, you know, and then turn around, looked at them and go, huh, all right, goodbye.
They're not afraid at all.
All right, enough about that.
Uh,
But yeah, I love the bones. I'm sure you like the 10 too.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, like, so the DJI FPV, I feel the camera's okay. I feel it's comparable to like a 7 or an 8. I don't think it's a 10, you know, but I've never put a GoPro on my FPV yet. I've always used the footage straight out of the camera.
Hey Max, did you have a 9?
No, I skipped over the 9. I had I started with a 4, then I got a 5, skipped over the 6, went to a 7, 8, skipped over the 9, and went to a 10.
Okay, because I got the 9. I mean, I love the 9, but it does have bugs. I mean, you have to watch
Same
out.
with the 7. It always would turn off randomly.
Right, would randomly turn off, or I did a video last week. I recorded a video, thank God, but the last 2 minutes of the video, there was no sound. So I had to do a voiceover on the last 2 minutes of the damn video. I was like, no, how the hell did that happen? You know, just all the sound was gone. I was like scratching my damn head, you know, because that 9, it can be buggy, man. It can be buggy.
Yeah, with the 7 also, I would have problems with the hyper smooth, like doing orbits and stuff. It would like, I would say going around a tree, like the tree would skip a little bit. It was weird.
Yeah. So yeah, I got the, you know, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but I didn't buy the 10, you know, but I mean, I'm real happy with the 9, but you always have to make sure. I don't trust that automatic record button where you just hit the top. I never do it that way. I always hit the one on the side, make sure it's powered on, hit the record button, and make sure I see it recording before I go do what I'm going to do. You know, I don't trust that thing to start recording and all that crap. You know?
Yeah, the top button's easier if you got to mount it on your quad, right? Because then, you know, as soon as you hear the dee-dee-dee-dee, you know,
you're good to go.
You're good to go.
They also have a remote for it too, as well.
Yeah. And well, you can use the quick app now. They got replacement.
Yeah, you use your phone as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could use that way. That's
one of my using your phone for everything.
I know that's a problem.
Unlock your front door, drive your car. You know.
Right.
You know,
turn the air conditioning on.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So.
Oh, cool.
I see 3 drones back there in the back, Max. What do you got? The FPV drone from DJI, obviously. And then the far one.
Yeah, this one right here, that's my, I've been flying that guy for years. Not that guy, but that brand. I fly the Holybro Copus 2. And that's an analog drone, which I'm converting over to HD now. So... But yeah, I've been flying that guy for many, many years. Love how it flies. And then the other one's the same thing, just a different mount on it.
Got it.
I got a couple Copuses.
Yeah, you gotta have 2 of each.
Yeah, at least 2.
Yeah, and I'm always worried about the mounts on these things because they usually shear off or something. So that's why I've been, you know, doing this thing to it, you know. You could just squeeze it in here and they get locked in here pretty well.
Oh, wow, that's pretty nice.
And so once they pop in, right, you get it in here and get it to fit. Then this got little arms here on the side. And then you just clip it in and go.
Okay, pretty cool.
And so there you are, right there. You just squeeze this, and it's hard to do with one hand.
GoPro right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the bare bones. Yeah, that's
yeah.
And that's the bones. And in a
And bones
nutshell,
means what? It doesn't have a bigger battery or what? What's his bones?
no
No
battery at all,
battery.
Brian.
No
No.
case.
Yeah.
No.
It's pretty much a naked GoPro, so it doesn't have
Doesn't have
no,
monitors either, right?
Yeah, the good thing about it is to put big old heat sinks on it so it doesn't overheat like if you were to, rip your
Sleepovers.
GoPro apart to make it naked. Or you buy the Get FPV version. Remember that? You could buy that too if you want. Already somebody stripped it for you. So this, and also in the back, there's 2 buttons. Hard to see. But yeah, it's got 2 buttons. Trust me, it's got 2 buttons there, and it tells you what the LEDs do. So you can put it in picture mode, you can put it in video mode, or you can put it in time lapse mode. And it all depends on the LED sequence. When you hit the power button and then you cycle it through the modes, it'll go one beat, 1 LED hit, 2 LEDs for photo, 3 for time lapse. So, or like Mac was saying and Bob was saying, you use your phone and connect to it. And that's what I do because I set everything manually. I set it to ISO 100, and I'm usually, depending if I have a filter on it, I'll either be at 240 frames a second all the way up to 900 and something frames a second.
I leave all
Depending
my
on-
stuff auto.
You do all your stuff auto? Gotcha.
Yeah, it's too. I don't know anything about that. Just let the camera do its thing.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm one of those guys that likes to tinker with too much stuff. So, it
Me too.
Yeah, you too, right?
Me
You
too.
know,
Yes.
A to Z Drones has joined us. A to Z Drone Dude. Hey, how are you? And then Brad Olson has joined the house also. Hey,
Yeah.
Brad. I sent you a link. If anybody wants to join, I'll put the link in the chat if you want to join us here at the last. Oh gosh, we're over.
Yeah, we're at 106.
Yeah. I was going to show you my picture of
Yeah, please do.
of me
Please do.
and hold on here.
Well, Max, that GoPro bones isn't that cheap.
Oh
No,
no, it's not
heck
cheap. It's
no.
actually more money. It's more
Right.
money than
I,
it's
see,
Yeah.
I'm looking, I just got done looking.
Now-
I'm like, wow, for bare
Yeah.
bones, it ain't bare cash. I can tell you that.
No.
The only good thing about it, Brian, is you get $150 subscription to Real Steady for free.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
yay. I
So-
I
did.
was gonna ask you about that. Now,
The power
now with the
plug
bones,
was.
does it have a mic on it as well, or is there
Yes.
no mic? Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does. Yeah, so you're going to hear all the.
Plus, it has that mount. It has that
Yeah.
round mount at the
Oh, I
bottom.
love this picture, Bob. Yeah, look
Oh,
at
there
that, man.
The plane is bigger than me.
Love it, man. So
Yeah.
this is the Cub SS, correct?
Yeah, Carbon Z.
And the
Cub.
Skyhawk T-shirt, and that happens to be the high school that's like 3 blocks away from me. Is the Silverado Skyhawks?
Now, hey, Bob, now that thing there, that takes off from the ground, right? You don't toss that one.
Well,
No,
hey,
You could toss it. It's
Yeah.
a little big to toss, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you could hand toss it.
Big
I think
giant
I could
rubber
take Bob for a
wheels.
ride, don't you think?
But
Max?
that plane right there probably needs about 6 feet of runway to take off. That's all. it
I
needs.
know it's crazy.
Yeah,
That is-
it
and
just
the
whips
wheels
right
are,
up. I want, you know.
Pneumatic wheels, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's just power to weight ratio. That's why. I mean, it just doesn't weigh that much.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's all foam. Yeah.
Right. So
It's
it
got a
lot
of
doesn't
power,
need that
big
much.
prop.
It doesn't need that much.
Giant
to take off.
styrofoam.
And then with
Yeah.
the flaps, you can open them up to be barn doors where they're like pretty much all the way down, so that grabs a lot of air as well. So yeah, that plane flies pretty slow, the FPV guys are complaining that it was flying too slow for
Too
them.
slow. Yeah. Yeah. Speed it up. Speed it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, go
I had a hard
faster.
time with that. Man. I really did.
And I'm thinking they want to go slow,
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brian, let me show you what it looks like here. I got a video of it here.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
I'll put it together for. Let's see. Share screen. Second screen. Let's play it. I guess I could share the screen. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, that's a
play
good video.
button.
Came out good.
Yo, up and running, man. And this shot was
cool.
done by Ron using that incredible camera he has.
Yeah, that's super slow right there. Huh?
That's super slow. And there's Tammy Jean chasing you.
Yep.
I made it look like I was chasing it, but and this is me coming real close to
That's
nailing
the
you.
first time you chased a plane, right?
First time I
Who's
chase a
who's
plane.
flying
I'm
the
trying
old
to,
plane right there.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to, get rid of my speed.
Yeah, planes always going up and down.
Yeah.
It's always getting moved by the air. That's the hard part. And it stays, I would say, constant speed, but it all depends if you're going with the wind or against it. Because going against it, obviously, you're going to be flying slower. But
And this is where I got to get better at. It's just
yeah,
doing
it's
the
difficult
lateral
to chase a
flights.
plane. Yeah, it's difficult for sure.
It's much easier with the DJI drone if you
Mhm.
don't have it in acro mode or
Hey, yeah, you
sports
did
mode.
pretty good. You didn't crash into the damn thing.
Yeah.
I was close
you
a
did
couple
fine,
times. Watch this right here.
That could have happened.
Where'd he
There
go?
were
I don't
other
know.
air vehicles crashing into
Oh my
each other
God.
that day.
That's right. Marcus
Yeah.
took it.
Marcus and Tammy crashed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Marcus
yeah,
hit Tammy. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's when I stalled it
Uh-huh.
out.
Dead stall. Yeah.
How do I get rid of speed?
Yes.
Crash.
Now this
Into a
was,
blade.
and one of the things that you always have to like here. This was a pretty, but here comes. Watch Bob here on the ground, guys. You're gonna see Bob. He's gonna get out of the way. Oh no, it wasn't this one. That was a previous
No.
one. Touch and go. Woo. I think it just has so
Yeah.
much left.
Yeah. Yeah, with the
Whose
flaps
plane
open.
is that?
Yeah.
Is that yours, Max?
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, I brought that
Is
down to
it?
Florida with us.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
Brian, he needed a whole trailer to get that.
He had a
thing
big
down.
trailer he had to drag behind his vehicle.
Yeah, I brought a couple
Filled with
planes,
drones,
bunch of quads,
airplanes.
some clothes.
Lots of beer and liquor. That was a close one there. I remember that one.
And a dog and a cat.
And
Yeah,
the
dog and a cat too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you guys booked for next year? I booked already.
We have not, but we'll be.
And see
we'll
the
most likely
hotel
do
right
that.
there? That's where we booked.
I'm going for sure, but my wife is coming too, and we're also going to do something with family somewhere there in Florida also.
Okay, so you're gonna stay longer.
We're gonna make more of a trip of it this time.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
So I booked Thursday through Wednesday at the Marriott Courtyard.
Okay, so you'll be there for a week too. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this time I'm definitely going to bring a little. No. The first time, this is my first year there, and I didn't know.
Mine too.
Yeah, I didn't know what to bring, and I was a big dummy because in my car that day, Marcus's, the Altel Nano Plus ended up taking a drink. That I had
Yeah.
my snorkel, mask, and fins with me, 2 pairs, and we could have gone in and see if we could have got it. And I was just like, didn't think about it. But we could have gone in and seen.
It might still be there, Al.
Yeah, should still be there.
That thing's got barnacles on it by now.
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah. Yeah, that was something. I was, it had happened. Ron turned to me to talk. We said a couple of things, and I looked up and saw it go down. I mean,
That was crazy.
fingers weren't on the stick at all. He hovered it and turned, and we talked to me, and it went down.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, fingers on the stick, it should have stayed in the air, you know. But Stevie Bronx, he had some video, and you saw it just dropped out of the sky. There was no bird that hit it, you know.
I can guarantee you that was an ESC.
Yeah, ESC or motor, you know, one of the two.
I think it's probably an ESC
Because it just dropped an arm and just flipped out of control. You know?
Shorted out or overheated, one or the other.
Yeah.
Well, I think those little mini drones have just one ESC in there. There's not.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one on each motor.
I
think they have the one in the middle there, and then it runs wires off the one.
The Phantom 4 has two ESC. Well, they're individuals, but they're like bound together. But yeah, there's only technically.
But I guarantee you, those little
there.
mini drones like that Nano and the Mavic Minis and them, they probably just have one. And it's just got 4 little spots on it, you know.
Yep, just like my drone. It's a 4-in-1.
The weight,
so.
you know.
Yeah,
but that thing just probably overheated and it just killed the motor.
Yeah.
No.
That just blew up and said goodbye.
Yeah, I agree. That was the weirdest thing, right? All right, so I'm going to play video. This is where you all need to stay. Oh, is it playing? That's weird. Okay, it's playing, I think. Oh, it's right. Looks familiar, doesn't it?
I flew that whole beach right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There was a community the other direction that I flew to. Very high-end homes. About a half-mile behind us there.
Yeah. So now we don't even. All we have to do is walk out, have your cup of coffee, wait for the sunrise to come up and fly. You know.
Yeah.
And
beautiful.
so, are you guys a big fan of resorts?
Never been to one yet.
No, we have another hotel here in Las Vegas called Resorts, the Resorts World International or something.
Mm-hmm.
But a large Chinese company took over what used to be the Stardust.
Okay.
And so, but no.
Brian, you're a big fan of resorts? Nah.
Like, is that an all-inclusive
That's all
thing?
I do is work.
Yeah. Well, I traveled for a living all my life, and so I ended up. I've been a field engineer all my life, and then so what I ended up doing is just booking everything through Marriott, and so I became platinum or whatever for life. So you get and if you stay in a full blown Marriott, you know, the big Marriotts, you get the concierge lounge. You get access to the concierge lounge. You can check out as late as 3:00. You can check in as early as 11:00. And then it comes with all these spiffs because, you know, when you're a business traveler, man, the little things matter because you're doing it week in and week out every freaking week. You know,
you get on the A list.
You know, you don't want to freaking just go sit at the bar and just drink. Well, I mean, that's fun because it's better than sitting low.
It's all alone by itself.
I like to find the closest pub that, you know, no tourists are at.
But with the concierge lounge, you get a bar, and you have the same lifestylers, the same travelers that, you know, look.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this report done before tomorrow. Or, you know, I just want to, you know, drown in my sorrows tonight. You want to join me? Have a drink, you know, that type of thing. So you have the same kind of travelers. And so I ended up freaking buying Marriott Vacation Club points also. And then you get those resorts that are like, 5 stars and above. That makes it really, really, really nice because
Yes.
you end up in, all over the place. And then they give you freaking access to like 20-room houses.
Ah.
It costs you a lot of cash to get into the houses, but so you could basically host the whole wedding party in one house.
Sure. Yeah, that's why they do it. Yeah. There's a hotel here in Las Vegas. You can rent the whole hotel. It's like $8,000. You can have it, the whole thing.
20
And
rooms and the pool and
yeah.
everything to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, I get to travel also. My wife's a cruise travel agent.
Oh,
And
nice.
for before COVID, and now, this is like our third cruise since COVID kind of thing. And, so she sells groups and, puts together, like we had 24 going to Italy with us next month or July. And so, I mean, obviously, we get all first class plane and accommodations and everything on some of these great cruise ships. And, and of course, the cruise line covers it if you're bringing 24 people with you, So
they'll bump you up into the lower levels are the best, right? Because you don't get that.
Oh, it depends. But I mean, on our last cruise, we had a butler. We didn't. It was a little different. I mean, but it was something else. It was incredible. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Al.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did it for 35 years. So 20 years for Silicon Graphics, 15 years at Dell, and then, but everybody thinks, oh man, traveling is so much fun.
No,
when you got to get on the plane and hit 3 cities a week, man, it's a job. It's a job. And in the middle of that travel, you still are expected to have all your reports done, all your stuff you got it done. Just it gets a little taxing.
Yeah,
so, engineers.
I've done both. I've traveled for work.
You're right.
I've traveled for
there.
Fun. I've traveled for work and I've traveled for fun, and I much rather travel for fun.
Right.
Fun,
well, Bob, Tammy has got a question for you. She wants to know if you could bring a drone on the ship.
Yes. Well, now a ship I was on in the Caribbean in November said we couldn't even bring him onto the cruise ship. Now we've got a verbal from a top manager that we can bring them onto the ship. We can't fly them on the ship or near the ship, but we can arrange ports where we can take the drone out and shoot. And so it's I'm hoping that's not going to be a problem, but I'm getting things packed up, and if that Mini 3 shows up before July 1st, I'll take it too.
So, Bob, do they actually X-ray all your bags before you get on the ship?
I have no idea. I'm thinking they do. I mean,
I would think so too, and they'll probably have all the chemical sniffers too.
They have kind of a almost military-like security system, a Navy type, military. These guys are, on it, and so it's, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. But
because you think about, man, that's just a fat target for sure.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah.
So I would think they would X-ray and chemical sniff everything as it's coming into the ship. And they'll probably have sniffers all over the place too.
When you get, when you get there, there's like, a guy that meets you to takes your luggage at the street, and then you don't see your luggage until you check into actually use the key and go to your room. It's already in your room.
In your room.
But Yeah, it's already there, you know, before you, you know, for way before you get on the ship, your luggage has got on the ship and distributed.
Mhm.
Oh, and they haul it to your room too.
Oh no, everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
Wow.
when you check out, you just put your luggage out inside your door, and then, you know, it's at the curb where the cabs or cars are going to pick you up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty wild.
it's a very nice way to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm
Well, I'm
enjoying it.
sold. I'm
Yeah.
definitely
There
going
you
to go.
Hal. You're sold
me
on
too.
that.
I've always liked
Well,
it.
I'll tell you, and you know, you do get to see, you know, like you get to see, if you want to see 8, 9, 10 cities, you know, in 2 weeks, you can do that, or, you know, kind of thing. I mean, we kind of prefer ones that have more time in the open sea, and more like when they do go to a port, they spend more than just a few hours there, that they spend overnight there. So you can experience the daytime and the nighttime, and the
Right.
next morning you can go do something else, you know, kind of thing. We're doing that this trip in Istanbul.
Oh, how
And
nice.
I've been to Istanbul now 3 times. And I have to tell you, the first time my wife says we're going to fly into Istanbul, I said, "What the hell is the matter with you? You know,
Turkey?
I mean, we're going to fly into Turkey." I said, "Did you not see Midnight Express? I mean, you know, do you not see that movie?" And
Yeah, I remember that movie, man. That was
oh
a
yeah.
crazy one.
So, but I have to tell you, I mean, it's one of our favorite cities. You know, and when you're walking around the city, you are an extreme minority. An American walking down the street in Istanbul is, you know, you get noticed, you know, kind of thing. And they're the most loving, caring, wonderful people I've, you know, and my wife buys an extra suitcase in Turkey to bring home spices from the spice market.
Oh, wow.
You know.
That sounds awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Very good.
it's I guess so many different cultures that dominated that city for so many years. And if you look at the people, you would think that would be more like, I don't know, Islamic looking, but they're not. They look,
No. Some are Oriental looking. Some are
yeah,
definitely Caucasian. Some are definitely, you know, yeah, a lot of Muslims. I mean, you know, you can't go anywhere in the city without hearing when it's prayer time. Okay. You will, you know, I mean, there is no place where you audibly cannot be know that it's prayer time, you know, kind of thing. But it's just a wonderful place.
good, yeah. So I'm thinking about doing one in the Brine City, you know, the Brine River, which is more or less going through Germany, and it's kind of a, you know, like you said, more of a quaint vacation where you would plan it out, so you're spending a lot more time in the cities instead of that hit and run type deal where you got 2 hours to be back. You know, it's almost like, you know, the soccer team or the football team hit. You got 2 hours on your own. You better be back. Curfew, or
exactly.
leaving you, or you're not playing.
Yeah. Well,
No,
you know, I
but you
think
get
Bob
to a
got the
port
right
and
idea.
there's 10 different things to do, and you can't do all of them. And so you have to like pick and choose. And then you most of the time, you know, newbies will pick, like, you know, go to what the cruise line suggests, and then you get on a bus, and then you're on a bus for, you know, an hour going someplace, and then you're at a place for an hour and a half, and then you know, get back on the bus, and then you're back on the ship. And it's you know, we usually get off and find a cab driver we can hire for the day.
Yeah.
And we have a much better tour of everything that way. So
Thanks for sharing, Bob. Appreciate it. Well, guys, we come to the end of the show. We've run over almost 30 minutes. So anything you guys want to promote? We are come to the shameless promotion hour. Brian, you're up first.
Oh, wait.
There is no shameless promotion. I've got nothing coming out except for a couple of videos of the V-copter. So that's it.
Oh, yeah.
And I did find out one thing from the last 2 flights of the V-copter. The video on it looks way better if there's a lot more light, like most cameras. Like
most small sensor cameras.
One time I flew it, it was kind of very overcast and it was like in the winter, and it was very overcast and there was no sun out at all. The video looked I had to like sharpen it up in the post-production and all that, I mean, it wound up coming out okay, but I had to saturate it and sharpen it and all this. But the video I shot over the weekend, I flew it over here at the office buildings one day and I took it to the park the next day. The video was way better because the sun was out, and it really made a huge difference in the video quality of the camera. So I thought I was going to have to like forever sharpen up these videos and do all that, but I can see as long as it's got a lot of light out there, I shouldn't have to worry about that too much. So I got a couple videos on that coming out. That thing's fantastic. I love that V-copter. I love it.
Huh.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
good.
cool.
Maneuvers real well, huh?
Oh, it does. It really, I mean, it is very maneuverable. It's stopped.
Yeah.
You can spin it around. Yeah.
You just trigger something. I just got something in the mail. And this is the V-copter knockoff.
Is that the little cheesy V-copter?
I'm sure it is. I haven't opened it yet. I bet you it is.
Oh, I've seen that thing, so many flyaways with that thing. Is that little cheap one? That little $150 one?
The LZ something.
Yeah.
Something.
Is that it right there? Okay.
I think it is.
I've seen so many videos of that thing flying away.
Well, maybe you could put a note on it and attach a balloon to it.
Do it right now before you forget.
Hey, Al, I'll be honest with you. I wanted to buy that thing, but I'm thinking, I got the good one. Why do I want that?
I bet you it is. It is. It is for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I had the little clone of the Inspire. I think it's like a WL Toys.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
866 or something. Yeah.
Right.
I
Oh,
had that guy before I had the Inspire because I wanted the Inspire.
That was like
I didn't have money for it.
That thing was like 2017, Max.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember that thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Al,
still got it.
Saturday,
Still
I'm
flies.
sending you out that Holy Stone on Saturday.
Okay. Look forward to that. I'll send you this after I'm done.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, we'll you guys can.
Well, you know what? You might be done with it sooner than you think because it might be gone.
No, it might just fly to your place from
It
here.
might. Who knows?
He'll fly back home.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, sorry, Max. Didn't mean to interrupt. The shameless promotion. Anything you want to promote? Go for it.
I don't know. Like and subscribe.
Oh, yes.
And
yes,
always remember. Always remember. There's my
breathe deep.
Hey Max, put that up again one more time, would you? No, not that one. The one for you. Not that.
Okay. Gone with the wind, Tammy. That's it. MaxAir420, guys.
Okay.
Don't forget to subscribe.
I'll take care of that.
The drone guy. It's a big V there.
All right. So the only thing I'm going to promote is that I'm going to be putting a video out on that little VTOL, the X450, and it'll end with it running into the net, soccer net, but it's actually a pretty fun flight. Really is. And should be, I'll put the links and all that stuff where you purchase them and all that stuff. And
good deal. Hey, can I promote a little bit here?
Yes, of course, Bob.
on Old Farts, I've been contacted by a particular guy in the group, and he wants to see how many broken drones he can get sent to him. And what he's doing is repairing them and giving them to especially retired vets. And
Cool. Good idea.
you know, we've had such a phenomena in the group where I'm getting a string of guys saying, you know, I had nothing to do, I retired, I sat home, I watched TV, I drank too much, I got too fat, you know, I wasn't doing shit, and I got a drone, and all of a sudden I got something to do tomorrow. I've got some excitement. I've got some technology to learn. I've got some passion. And we're seeing this, like, really, this guy said, you know, I've lost 40 pounds, and you know, I haven't drank in 6 months, and, you know, and I'm enjoying life. And I mean, it's like, this might be a purpose for Old Farts with Drones.
Yeah, and if you have the link, shoot it on over. I'll promote it also on. I'm an admin to 2 different groups. With the World Drone Community with Robbie.
Well, I think it was a good idea. I mean, and he wanted to do it, and he has the time and the resource to do it. So I thought let's give this a go. Yeah,
because you know, Philly Drone Life, as you know, he used to be very overweight, and he started flying drones, and he dropped weight like crazy because it was his next obsession.
Yes. Yeah. Replace your addiction to food to addiction to, you know, propellers.
Obsessed is something that is, it's something productive. All right, gentlemen, awesome time. Brian, thanks for helping me out. Bob, always good to chat with you.
Thanks.
To meet you in person. Max, truly a pleasure hanging out with you, man. Thanks for coming.
I get to hang out with Max and Tammy in Florida for a few days extra there. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Here's my best buddy over here from Philly.
He's coming down this year.
From Pittsburgh, I mean. Yeah.
Hey,
and
Max,
there's Max down there.
So nice to meet you.
All right,
too.
guys.
I
Thanks
hit your
again.
bill up already. And
okay,
Bob,
I'll do the same as soon as I get off my phone.
Bob has a great group over there on Facebook.
He does.
He's got a really good group there.
Yeah, you know,
Thank you.
I really didn't get a chance to talk about that, but man, your group is rocking. I mean, 8,500 and
something
north
like
of
that.
8,500,
Anyway,
and it's just rocking, man.
Well, you know what? What I did with my group is when I first started the group a couple of years ago.
Yes.
I was really in there to getting people to come, but then once it got to like the 1,000, I kind of like, okay, I don't want no more people. You know,
all right, I'm done with that. There is a lot more trouble with
I just
you know,
I stopped sending out the invites, you know, because you know I got so much crap going on with YouTube, and then I'm like, oh, I got all this crap going on over here now, and all this crap on YouTube, so I just slowed that Facebook. I mean, I still have it, but I don't like send out invites or nothing no more.
Well, Brian, I got a question for you. I have a personal page that I usually have most of you guys and I contact through Al Duran, you know, but I created a page called, I thought it was supposed to have been Duranify, but it just says Mr. on it. And I've been trying to change the name to Duranify on it. Yeah. You know how you have pages underneath
your
account?
Is this on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to change the name to Duranify, and I got so tired with it, I just created another page.
Another page, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Duranify. So if you see a request to join from Duranify, it's me. It's not
legit.
It's legit. It's not somebody has hacked my account or something.
Right.
So because what I ended up doing is inviting people to come to Mr., which I thought it was Duranify, and people were like, "Who's this Mr. guy from
What's
Edinburgh?"
Mr.? You know, yes.
And they would like,
Mr.
"Hey,
what?
Al, I think your Facebook page has been
hacked or something."
I was like, "No, that was really me asking you to join."
Why'd you decline it?
You don't love me anymore.
Right.
All right, this one's for real, guys. Thanks again for joining, and you guys have a great night. Okay.
You
All
too,
right, I'm
guys.
going to end the show.
Thank you.
Bye bye,
Your videos,
everybody.
man.
Peace, love.
All right. Thank you. Good
Bye.